Okay, welcome if you are joining me. I hope it's a bit clear. I messed up my connections. I don't know how to adjust it, but it's fine, it's fine. So this afternoon, I'll be discussing where do farmers get information online, or how do farmers get information online. As a Nigerian farmer, you want to you want to know how to plant pepper. Where do you pick your information? You go into Google, you Google how to plant pepper. Okay, where are you getting information? Where are we? I'm a farmer. Where do we get information? As in, you see, you go on, okay, I put that question up onto my page on my timeline this morning, and that was because I was looking for something. I was searching for an information, and I couldn't find it because I I couldn't find it because I was just okay. I want this. I couldn't find, there's nothing related to Nigeria. You know what's the funny thing? Anything agriculture farming that is related to Nigeria, you will not get a good topics, you will not get a good information, or maybe because I'm in the rural side and I'm used to all the practical. So most of the things I see or they provide for me are just things that are just like the surface. Like you just get the surface. It's not something tangible, it's not something what you running away with. You know what I mean by that. So as I was reading it, I was doing those research, so I put it online. Where do Nigerians get information? Where do farmers get information? How do we get information? Who is passing information to us? Who is sending us information? As in, where's your network? Where's your connection? Some of the response I have online this morning is okay. Somebody said East West Seed. Yes, I know East West Seed very well. East West Seed, they are seed seller. They sell seed, and in order for them to sell their seed, they need to let people know, okay, my seed is good. This is how you plant it. This is how you use it. So they give East West provide information that is relating to to their seed. Fine. What of farmers that are not using East West Seed, or farmers that are not planting according that don't want to use what East West is? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So how did they get their own information? Somebody said Agro Nigeria. I know Agro Nigeria. Agro Nigeria is a newspaper, a kind of newspaper. The owner of Agro Nigeria is not a farmer. I think I've met him once since those days. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bring anybody down right now. It's just that is quite most informations we get online. Okay, East West Seed, Agro Nigeria, I told you, is a newspaper, so he's not a typical farmer like we living in the bush and living on the farm. So most times we don't get real farmers giving us information, or we don't get real farmers telling us what actually is happening. Because to be candid with you, 90-something% of farmers are rural farmers that cannot even speak. Most of them don't have this kind of phone you are holding. They don't have this kind of whatever. So where are we getting those information? If a farmer, the other type of farmers, somebody said IITA. Yes, I've related with IITA too. IITA also, like most of the names mentioned here, East West, Agro Nigeria is a newspaper. East West is selling seed. IITA are selling, they are research institute, yes, and they are limited to some specific crops. IITA deal basically with cassava, they deal with maybe I think they propagate cassava and some other things, but not with all crops. So like I see, the question still comes as, where are you getting information as a farmer? What kind of information are you feeding yourself? What kind of information are you using on your farm? So have you related it to that? Where do you get the basic information as a farmer? For instance, then I had bloggers. Yes, I told you in 2000, when I want to start my farm initially in those days, I went online and I was googling, okay, how to plant cassava, the roots of cassava and everything. And you see, something with bloggers is that if you open 5 blogs, 3 of them will copy the same thing. Yes. So you find out most of the informations we get online when we go online are from foreign countries, are from other countries. They have in-depth information. So it's not difficult. How do you now relate it back to Nigeria, or how do you use that on your farm? For instance, if you check, if you go to Google and check something, they will say, if I said, how many tons can I get in tomato, or the yield per tomato per acre, it will give me something in foreign country, like tell me 30 tons, 40 tons. So how do I bring the 30 tons or the 20 tons to my farm? Because on my farm, I'm not, okay, if I'm the normal rural farmers or the general rural farmers that you plant, and at harvest you just bring, that our Hausa basket in my 12, those are, and every state, every locality, everybody has got in different basket that they use. I'm just using tomato tomato as example. Like I told you, the question and basically I really want to discuss this afternoon is, okay, how are farmers getting information? I'm not discussing it. I'm asking us, and if you have any question, you can send it to me relating to that topic. How do we get information as a farmer? How are we getting enlightened? Okay, do this, do that, do this, do that. How do you get that? Because see, if as a farmer, something you've learned in the last 1 year or 2 years is what you are still practicing, then you are not going to get any results. And because things keep changing every day. Let me give you an instance. 3 years ago, I planted a kind of pepper. It's called yellow pepper. And the harvest was good, was so much that my community nicknamed they named the pepper after my name. They will call it Yinka's pepper, Atayinka. Now, 3 years after, I've been trying to repeat the same system, as in I have tried every system. This is how I did it now. This is what I did that time to get the same result, but I couldn't get it. So what I'm saying is systems are changing and you need to keep changing with the system. So as farmers, how and where are we getting our information? So I'm telling you this afternoon, if you are a farmer in Nigeria, you really need to intensify how you get information. Or to be candid, I'm going to be very plain here. I'm not sure we have a good source of information. You know why? We are in the stage of paparazzi farming. Some of us are on the farm, and I know some that have really tried, they've done the practical on the farm, and maybe at the end of the day, we did not get it right, or it's not really fine, and then we try to leave it alone. You now find, to the funny part of it, you now find out that some people just came and said, okay, invest. If I will give you 50%, or I will give you 100% in 6 months or in 2 months. You understand that system? And then they start posting paparazzi picture, just like I said, paparazzi pictures and everything. Then you've been there, as in, I've been there, I've been on the farm. I just told you now, I plant pepper, and my pepper, I could not, for that specific pepper, I was not able to repeat that feat again, as in the way I did that year, despite improving. And then somebody just came in and said, okay, they just come in with one kind of investment, or they will just come, and then you start hearing, I will give you 50% at the end of 6 months. Then you've been struggling, and you are doing your best. You are putting in your effort. You just find out, you keep wondering, how are these people making it? Or how did they expect to make it? Or, so that is the more reason we are not getting better information, we are not getting better results as a farmer, is because the paparazzi people covered the people that are hardworking. As in, for instance, when the paparazzi people come, everybody flow in there. And so you are struggling, if you start sharing your experience, is that your experience we are supposed to learn from. But if you start sharing that your experience, somebody will say, I better go sit down, Joe. Somebody is making it. I don't know, have you ever had that experience before as a farmer, and you've had that feeling before? So you now find out that it's make it kind of, okay, if I'm having these challenges on the farm, it's difficult for me to share with you. And it is easy, because if I share with you, you will not make that mistake, or you'll be able to reason together and share them and find solution to that. Okay, come, oh boy, my farm, good. This is what I did, this is what I did. Okay, now so me too, I do. Okay, wait till we do. That kind of thing. Okay, maybe sit down now. Yeah, okay, maybe if we do this. And if we work together like that, people on the phone, if you... okay, when I want to come online. Okay, I will. This is just impromptu. Anyway, I will do that. So, it's possible, so that when you want to, what I'm saying, if I tell you my challenge, you also tell me your challenge, we became friends, or we became colleagues. We work as colleagues, not that we become colleagues. Imagine, let me give you an example. Somebody will call me and say, hello, Yinka, can you do this for me? And I will say, okay, no, I can't. You now say, do you know somebody? Of course I know somebody, but the somebody I know, and I'll tell the person that asked me, I know, I don't know. Meanwhile, I know somebody, but the somebody I know, we've never spoken before, yet we're in the same field. This is the way we work as a farmer. If you're a farmer here, I'm sure if you are with me here, it's a farming issue. So I am struggling on my own here. You are struggling on your own. Then somebody call. I know you, but we've never spoken before. We've never even. So I don't know. I can't. You understand? So there should be a kind of. I don't know if you guys understand it. So that because of those information, when the paparazzi people come and say, I will give you 50%, invest 10 million, and they start showing the vehicles, showing the whatever, you are working, you will not be able to talk. Because if you talk, I remember, if not now, I've fought several fought on my timeline. I've fought a lot of people when they said this, and I say, I will just write on my timeline and say, this is not possible. I will not go and fight on the person's timeline. But do know the followers, people, they will come and start fighting me. Why did you say so? If you know you don't know how to farm, leave farm alone. So they make you look as they make you feel as a failure. They kill that you understand. Meanwhile, failing is not, I'm sorry to use this. When you fail, it doesn't mean that's the end of the world. Then you fail. Behind every success, they're great. You see, I was teaching some of my class the other time, farm management class. I told them I have degree in failure. Yes. See, but the issue with people is they don't want to talk about that failure. They won't allow you because they believe in the success. But if you have not failed before, how can you succeed? You build on your failure. That's why, like I said, the question I'm bringing this afternoon is, how do we get information? Because you heard, for instance, maybe you are doing livestock. You've worked on livestock, you've had your several of challenges, you failed, you struggled to start up again, you are now doing better. But because they are not allowing you to speak out, or they will always give you a quota, okay, he has failed or she has failed, then you did not say your neighbor is there that also want to start, but it's starting fresh with no knowledge, with nothing, and you won't get the information because it's difficult. Because you look at it, the paparazzi people, you feel the paparazzi people are making it more than you. Do you know it got to a stage when they come with the investment structure, I just smile. I don't even respond again because I look at it, it's wasting of time, it's taking a lot of my time, because agric is not the way they paint it. Candidly, guys, agric can be the way we want with time. Like I said, if we share, there's some information. See, if I'm on the farm, I've been on the farm for years, and I shared a lot of information on my timeline because I don't want people to make the same mistakes I've been making all the years. I've made a lot of mistakes, I've spent a lot of money, and and I keep shouting it. But in my own case, people look at, hey, don't mind that. Yes, I've even collected, I've been locked up, I've done a lot because of farming. But you see it and look at it that, okay, there's still a way out there, and I need to just get it right. I need to put in more effort to be able to get it right. But like I said, when the paparazzi people come, they destroy the whole thing. And right now, as I'm speaking with you, we don't have an information channel. The best information channel for us will have been the Research Institute. When I say Research Institute, as in when we talk of IITA, they have a specific crop they are working on. And to be candid, don't quote me, I don't trust IITA's research. I'm being sincere with you. I will tell you that I'm sure there are a lot of people on this line here. If you go to IITA, you want something. They sell, they don't really sell things, they do research. They will tell you, do this and do this. At the end of the day, if you go and run that farm, there is a high percentage the farm will fail. If farms that, I'm sorry, don't mind me, I told you I'm a local farmer and I use my local observation and everything, and I don't mind whose horse is God. Whether I said it, I will die if I don't say it. But I'm telling you, there's a 90% assurance or 100% that IITA farms are always failing. But because they already have the big name, people still keep on going there, and then they get money for Research Institute. Now, this is what happened. I'm going to give you let me give you one example. When I first come into the farm around there, the rural farmers there, sometimes I work with them, sometimes I don't. So they came to meet me one day and said they need land, that it was planting season, everybody has finished using their land, and they said some people are coming from, there's a program, United States Agriculture, US, USAID Market 2, then I'm talking of 2014. I said, okay, everybody has finished using their land to cultivate corn and everything, except me, that don't use that much land. And I told them, okay, I have a space, they should come and use it. I didn't join and I didn't participate in that program, as in the farmers program. I did not participate, but I gave them my land to use because they were planting cassava. They were teaching farmers how to plant cassava. And when they were teaching them how to plant cassava, the farmers, they did the planting. Actually, despite that I was not part of it, I have farm laborers. So I allowed my farm laborers to go and join them, as in, it's my farm laborers that were doing the work for them. I was not there, I was not part of the group. Now, when it was time for them to do the final demonstration or harvesting, I don't know what they call the final part. Do you know the farm they did themselves? The farm that IITA, what do I call them now? IITA people that were coming from Ibadan to come and check and work on here did not do well, but they need a farm. They now went around to look for another farmer's farm. The farmers did not, remember, the farmer just planted his own corn, not following the IITA recommended factors. So it is that farm they went to do the final picture taking for everybody. So I'm sorry. It's because when people, so when IITA said they are doing something, I'm sorry to use it. And this is not the first time. There's another experience with soya beans. I just give you an experience with cassava. And I've met a lot of people that actually, IITA is an research institute, so they will go to them and most time, 90%, quote me, 90% of IITA projects always failed. So it is a known factor in our community here. You know, I'm living in an agrarian community, typical village. I'm a farmer, typical farmer. So in our community, in our village here, when IITA comes and says they are doing a project, farmers attend the program because they believe, okay, if you go, they will give you 1,000 naira feeding for that day. That's one. I don't know if you understand. That's why they attend the program. And they are hopeful that maybe some other day, maybe one money will come out, maybe they will come and dash them something. That's why they attend all those programs. But within them, they know, don't mind them, Jare. Who doesn't know that IIT's project doesn't succeed? I'm sorry to use that, but I need to just let you guys know. So for new people just coming in and shouting IITA, no, IITA is not providing any solution to farmers' problem in Nigeria. As far as I know, they are collecting money for research, but their organizations, whatever, let me leave that one now. Now, somebody said, I've mentioned Agro Nigeria. If you come late, you can check back the whatever. Then bloggers. Like I said, most of the information we get are from bloggers. I've given an example. You check 5-6 blogs, they copy the same thing. Do you know the funny thing? In the last, okay, let me give you a trick I just discovered. If you go, there's something called Google Surfer. SURFER. You know, don't mind me, I'm trying to do something. So it's an extension. If you add that extension to your Google, if you had the Google Surfer, SURFER, you can, my pronunciation sometimes are not too good because, you know, I read, not that. So if you add it to your Google, anytime you put in a topic into that Google, at the base, you now scroll, okay, for instance, if I said farmers market, I will now scroll down. Sorry guys, I'm teaching you Facebook ads as a farmer. So you now go down on the right hand side, just scroll down. That Surfer extension will be there, and it will now bring out topics that is related to farmers market that people are Googling, that people are checking online. So this is where you know, okay, I use this. Sorry guys, good you're here. I use this. I'm learning Facebook ads because I'm trying to target my main market, the people that will buy from me. Out of 4 billion people on Facebook, I only need 1,000 people to buy things from me. So you can see there's no competition there. So I just need 1,000 people to be my regular customer. That is what I've been learning. That's why sometimes I've been away from Facebook. I've been struggling to do some other things too. Like I told you, I always share my challenges and my problem. So I don't hide under anything. Now, what I'm telling you, so I give you that, so you can do, if you add that attachment to your Google, it will always, each time you put a topic, something, they call it keyword searcher. So if each time you put it up, it will now give you the number of the topics, similar topics that people are searching relating to that farmers market that I mentioned. Plus, you can now be researching on those topics. Then, if you are somebody that is writing a blog, if you have a blog and you're writing a blog that you see, when somebody say, I have a blog, yes, I have a blog. My blog came up out of interest, passion, as in I just like writing and writing. Just the way I'm writing on Facebook is the way I love writing on, just write short, write informations and everything. So I'm always writing on my blog. So I discover, instead of me just writing for what did I say, for passion, I can also as well write to make money. Now, for Google, sorry guys, I hope I'm not taking you away from agric stuff. It might be useful to you what I'm saying about it's interwoven. I told you I've been doing a lot of research. So I now discovered for my blog to rate higher in Google's, like if you go and check some information for them to bring my blog for you instead of somebody, I need to have some keywords that are related to that topic I'm speaking about, which is, well, that is why I got that software and add it to my Google, and then I'm always picking keywords there. So we now write something related, okay, farmers market, people going to, join it. Now let's come back. So it is when I was looking for those kind of information, I discovered, where are farmers getting information we don't even have? So I tried every blogs that is present. They just, it's like they themselves, to be candid, the bloggers themselves did not know. You see, there was a time, because Linda Ikeji make 500 million or 500 whatever thousand from blogging, so everybody want to be a blogger and everybody just like to write. But what they did not intensify, just like we are not intensifying our agriculture and everything is, they did not intensify going to okay, for your blog you need keywords, which is what I just told you, how to get keywords for then secondly, they did not know you need to write a long words, at least minimum of 3,000 4,000 words. So most of the blogging now, if you are writing a long words, it means you are not that you'll be repeating anything, it means you have enough information to fill up the place. So I discover most of these bloggers don't have information. They just copy, okay, planting of maize, they just tell you rainy season, dry season, whatever, but they are not going to tell you plant population. They are not going to tell you the water management. They are not going to tell you it is better for you to use cow dung or poultry waste than using NPK 1515. They will not tell you that. Because see, let me give you one instance. The informations are very important. Information is power, information is money, information is everything. Let me give you, I told you I've been learning Facebook ads. In that my Facebook ads, I'll be spending money to target because I want to get to some customer. I want people that have interest in vegetables, people that have to come and be patronizing me. I don't know if you understand, but I don't know how to target those vegetable people. Why am I bringing into agric? You want to farm, you want to produce food, but you do not have the correct information, the actual information of planting, of producing the food. You see, let me give you another instance. There's climate change, and it's really affecting us. That was why the story I said in the beginning, where I said my pepper did not do well. It was due to the effect of climate change. It took me 3 years to understand it. You know why? The system I used then to get that result, the system I used in that time to get the correct pepper result, that my pepper harvest was very good. If I use the same system right now, I will fail. And when I planted, that was 2019 that I planted that pepper and everybody was shouting it. I made a lot of money from it. I wanted to repeat the system. I was buying the seed, the exact seed, and I was following almost all the system I used that time to plant it. But I discovered that I was not getting it. And even in my community, everybody say, where is that your pepper? Where is that your pepper? You understand? Now, what I'm trying to tell you now is that it took me until last year, to realize that the same system I continuously use will not work again. The systems are changing. Why is the system changing? Let me ask you yourself. There was a time we were small in size. Now we're big. You keep changing. The food you eat before are changing. The same thing, systems keep changing. Now, the systems of agric is changing in the sense that there's climate change. I don't know if I've explained this. I know if you get to my farm management course, I put into detail climate change. See, as a farmer, if you don't go and understand climate change, Go and read. I know, I imagine, I'm saying go and read. You go online, you will get information of foreign countries, not Nigeria. So if you don't understand in depth what is climate change, there's no way you can get it fine. Now, let me give you a theory like this. If the essence of farming, all of us, I want to farm, you want to farm, you want to farm, you want to cultivate, or you want to do agribusiness or whatever, we all want to make money. So I took the money, I took my money, I took the money, the fund I have, I buy seed, I do a lot of system, and I've read somewhere, or I've attended lessons, or I've attended practical class, or whatever. Then I plant, I follow the system. But at the end of the day, maybe at some stages, my tomato starts dying, my pepper start dying, it happens. You see online, this is one we say, people go online and say, my pepper are dying, my this thing, but it's from the base. Now, you find out that, why is this so? I've been using the same system. Why is this going bad? It's going bad because the climate in the olden days, not even in olden days, 4 years ago, the sun was not as intensive like this. 4 years ago, the rain was a bit predictable than now. 4 years ago, you see, we're not talking of long time, just nearby time here. Now, in those 4 years ago, nobody is updating the information for us. Nobody is updating. If you go online now and Google, you find out that some of the blogs you have 4 or 5 years ago are no more existing. So you have another new set of blogs. I give them 4 or 5 years ago to come, they will not be existing again. Because at the end of the day, when they discovered they did not make money, just like Linda Ikeji, they left it off because it's not passion motivated. It's not you understand. Meanwhile, it takes time. Now, what am I saying? The same thing. Guys, I hope I'm not mixing everything. It's just a discussion. I'm not mixing everything together for you. I hope you're picking things from what I'm saying, so that it's not that I'm just talking to myself. So you find out that the same system you use, if you don't update the system and you think you can repeat it, do you imagine the same type of seed, at some point I started blaming the seed, maybe it's their seed, that the quality is not good again. So the climate change, I'm just briefly going to explain the climate change, not going in depth. When you say factors of climate is, I don't know, guys, I don't know how to explain some things. I'm just a farmer, but you will understand to some extent. Climate is combined of so many things, which is your rain is part of factors of climate, are rainfall, temperature, sunlight, cloud, sky, and all these things. They are factors of climate, as in they are all inside. When you say climate, they are it's like, okay, my dad has 3 or 5 of us, so my dad is the climate, while 3 or 4 or 5 of us are the factors of climate. Guys, I hope you understand. Don't mind me, I'm a local farmer, so you understand it now. So climate is the name that combines all of them. Now, climate change effects, I'm sure you've been hearing it. Initially, I don't count it too, until I know without climate, every farmer should understand climate change. Now, you see the way I design it. So under climate, you have rain, you have sunlight, you have sunlight, temperature, you have the cloud. Now, this climate, all these things under climate, they are changing. Now, what is causing them to change? You see, when you are looking for solution to something, you don't just, okay, they are changing, then you start finding solution. No. Why are they changing? What makes them to change? Why did sun suddenly become so hot? Or why suddenly did you start hearing northern parts before don't used to have water, but now they are experiencing flood? Our side that used to have water, we are experiencing drought. So things, as in now, nobody can predict you can't predict the climate. When we say we can't predict the climate, it means you can't predict rainfall, you can't predict temperature, you can't predict sunlight. So if you have a thermometer or what they use to measure sunlight, whatever, or anything, bring it out, start measuring. You find out or go to meteorological school, or all these places that have been, in Nigeria at least, they've been recording all these measurements. You find out that there's a change, there's a drip down, there's a light changes. Like the sun, the intensity increase, the rainfall has been disorganized. In secondary school, we were taught that what I learned in geography in secondary, funny enough, I got A1 in geography, you can see. So what I learned in geography in secondary school is that in the southwest, I don't even know I would be a farmer then. The southwest part of Nigeria is rain starts around March or April. Why the northern part rainfall starts around May, and then we're told rain will not stop until November in southwest. And you know, in geography, if you have an idea of geography, they just tell you rain season. That's what, do you know, that's what they are still teaching our children. That is what they are still teaching our children. The same thing we've learned 60 years ago, and it has changed. It's no more like that. So now, when you now, sorry, I'm still on climate change, but I like to bring in everything, every ingredient, so that you understand what I'm saying. So now, when you have these things all together, now the climate, I told you the climate is changing. Why are they changing? Now, it happens that in agriculture, not only agriculture, in agriculture, in olden days, in our fathers' days, or those days, let me not say our fathers, those days, there's no industry, there's no processing factory, there's no, you know, now, do you notice in port people, sorry, I've not been there of recent, so, but I know there's something called soot, or what do you guys call it? Dark something. That's part of what is causing climate change, as in the smoke or the release that is coming from extraction of oil, the burning of bushes, the cutting. This is what has led to climate. So what this does, that cloud that is in ports, what it does is that it's in some other areas too, we have it, but not as much as, because that is the oil area and that's where it's mostly released. And some most other places, they contain it very well, as in they contain it in a pipe and they are not allowing it to expose. It's a very big challenge there. What they are saying there is going to call mass. I don't know why the government, you know, let's not talk about government. Let's come back to farm. So you see, now this effect, the smoke, the burning, the whatever, I just mentioned, I think I mentioned something briefly now. You know, I'm running 3 pages together. I have a page for Yoruba where we speak Yoruba, as in Ishiagbe, farmers. That's what I want to speak Yoruba on that channel, so that my people at home can understand what we are saying. They are the ones that are on the farm and they don't understand anything. They don't know anything. They don't even, nobody's even explaining to them what is happening. They just know God is not bringing water, and they will go and be climbing mountains and be whatever. So I really want to enlighten my home people. So if you're on that Ishiagbe, please let me share your friends and everybody. We'll be speaking Yoruba there. Sorry to people that I don't understand Yoruba. I want my people to understand what's happening on the farm. Now, this climate, this rainfall, this climate now, the effect of these suits, there's a cloud covering. There's a covering on the cloud in the sky. If you read very well, if you know, there's a covering on the cloud. So that covering, those smoky burning of trees, cutting of grasses, cutting of whatever, trees, and we are not planting, deforestation or whatever. It's go and be reducing the layer of the sky. As it's reducing the layer of the sky, you find out that the intensity, the sun is where it is, but we are the ones that are removing its cover. So the sun becomes, it looks as if the sun is closer to us than before, whereas it's not closer. It's staying where it is supposed to stay, but we've removed the outer layer. It's from the same place that water is coming. So while we were sending those smoke, the water will be shifting, cloud. The formation of cloud will be shifting, and that's why you find out north that are not having flood are not having flood. It has disorganized the whole system. So all those climate things I mentioned, to climate factors I mentioned, rainfall, temperature, whatever, we human activities, the destructions and everything, are the one that have destroyed it. And that is why, and now that's why rain is not falling appropriately. Now, I read NIMET, N-I-M-E-T, these people in charge of rainfall and everything. I read their, somebody sent their link to me and I just read it. And they already predict there will be drought inside rain season. You can imagine what it means for farmers. My farmers at home did not know. My local farmers, the farmers in your community did not know. They are not aware. So they will just plant and be hoping rain will fall. And then that time will come, that rain will stop and they will not have anything. And then the crop will destroy, just like this last year. And then we'll go to the market, and they won't have anything to go to the market. Then food price will still be high. Now, the effect of this climate change is mostly first felt by farmers before it gets to other people, because we have direct crop. As in, the crop are in the open, the crop are in the sun, the crop are in the rain, the crop are everywhere. So that's why it's felt by farmers. That's why I said, go and read climate change. I hope I've tried this afternoon. So before I leave right now, today is Sunday, so that you can rest. Oh, somebody said I should always say when I want to come online. To be candid, it was impromptu. I don't know. I just feel it's been long I did this. Let me come online. I will do that more. I will do that regularly. Now, I think there's a lot of information to share. There's a lot of things to share. Now, so before if I will, before okay, somebody's okay, so your people can come online. I just saw the live now and how to come in live to listen to you. Yes, it was impromptu. I never even thought about it. So okay, I'll do that maybe some minutes if I want to. So now this is what is happening, and going back to where we started. How do farmers get information? You can see the information I just shared with you now. I've been trying to build my blog. I will go to farm. I will run this. I will run that. It's kind of you understand what I mean. So so there's a lot you need to learn. All this information needs to be somewhere you can read it, because if it's somewhere you can read it, you will be able to plan your farm. Now I just give you the problem of climate change. Now what of solution to a reducing? Now, the effect of climate change, the climate change was caused not by me and you. We are contributing our own, but not by only us. By plenty things. Industrial, this, that. It's not only us. It's not only me and you that cause it. Now, but it's affecting us individually in separate places. So the solution to this is, how do you find solution? How do you reduce the effects on your own side? Let me give you some instance. I got to a point. Initially, if you notice on my line, I'm very passionate about Nigeria. So I used to write things about Nigerian government. This is not good, this is not good. I got to a point. We keep writing and we keep writing. You find out it's getting worse. They're not doing anything about it. So why don't I reserve my energy for something that I can change? You see, there's a saying that you leave whatever you cannot control and concentrate on the one you think you can, and that's why, okay, I have done my research on farming. I know, okay, this. So what I'm saying now this afternoon is that, okay, what can you control? How can you can reduce it? You cannot completely remove it. You can reduce in your own side, because if you don't try to reduce the effect, you will not be getting anything from the farm. As in, you will not be getting any, especially if you're a crop farmer. Even livestock, it affects them. You will not be getting anything from the farm. So we need to, okay, I will just give you some brief methods that can assist to some extent. It's not, like I told you, it's not going to remove everything. Honestly, forget it. But it's going to reduce, as in your own little area, you'll be able to get something to, okay, if I do this in my little way, my farm will be better off, or my crop will be better off, or you understand? Now, the effect of climate change, we said sun, we're having plenty sunlight. The effect of plenty sunlight on your crop as a crop farmer, as a farmer, is that the leaf, leaf are used for chlorophyll, photosynthesis. There will be sorry, I'm not too good. I'm trying to bring all this learning system. There's something called evapotranspiration. Now, evaporation, when you put water on, or you put water in a kettle or anything and put it on fire, as it's boiling, the water is reducing. The same effect that is affecting when you are boiling is affecting when the sun is coming down. As in, the sun will be, the effect of the sun will make the leaf, your plants, the leaf will quickly be losing water to the sun. So what you can do in that aspect is, one, you have to increase the quantity. If you are planting in dry season, you have to increase the quantity of water that you give to your plants, so that as it's losing water, it's having plenty to survive on. Two, you have to do mulching. What are we calling mulching? Looking for grasses in your neighborhood and putting it under the plants. Now, when you do mulching, the soil, when the sun is getting heated up, your leaf will be losing water fast, and the soil around the plant will get hot and will be, something that is losing water, and then the soil is eating it up again. That's why you just see plant. People will say, come online, say, hey, my plant is dying, what do I do? People will say, buy sodomicinic or whatever. They will start giving them name of chemicals, name of this. I just smiled. How many people do I want to explain that to? So these things, you understand? So these are preventive methods. You get what I'm trying to say? So the preventive method is that you mulch. grasses around you. If you can afford plastic mulch, if you can afford to buy the plastic one, you lay it. It will conserve water in the soil and will not expose the soil to much rain, to much sun. That is one system for you. So if you can afford mulching, you put mulching on your plant, and then increase the quantity of water in dry season. If it's rainy season, yes, you have enough water. But you know, the challenge we have is during the drought period, when there's that drought, when you, like I'm telling people, to prepare yourself against droughts. See, if you are doing 10 acres before, don't do 10 acres this year. Go for 5 acres. Now, the money you want to spend in the 5 acres, convert it to irrigation, convert it to water, and convert it to whatever you can, so that that 5 acres, you will save it. You now use the water to feed it, and you know what I mean. So that is my suggestion. If that's another system, you need to increase the quantity of water. And like we already said, NIMET, not me. NIMET has already said, people that can interpret it, please get the link and interpret it. If you can't, I've tried to interpret it to some extent. So that's the only way your plant will survive. If you plant 3 crops, instead of you leave them for 6 months, there will be no rainfall, you need to support them with water. If you don't support them with water, let me tell you what happened this year. This is cashew season in my community. Everybody is harvesting cashew, as in the cashew nuts. The cashew did not fruit as it used to fruit. I follow the farmers. You saw a video I showed on the farm. Sometimes I follow them. The farmer, they were telling me from a tree that they will get like 5, 6, or 10 bowls. They were getting 2 bowls. They did not fruit because the intensity of the sun was much. And then the harmattan, the heat, see, there's season for everything. There's a period where fruit on the tree crops will produce well when there's heat. In Yoruba, they say Tiyorubamu. So if there's no heat period, they will not produce fruit very well. So these are more of the things you need to, I'm telling you how you can. So in your own little corner, reduce the effect of climate change, the effect of temperature. I've just told you water and temperature now. The soil will not eat up your plants. So your plant will be able to grow. You understand? Those are the things you need to do. Another factors to be able to reduce the effect of climate change. See, I know this is difficult because you will think it's because I'm an organic farmer. No. If you are using NPK, let me give you a diagram. I don't know how to explain. Now, if you are using, synthetic, not NPK, synthetic, you know what we call synthetic? Chemicals. You buy chemical, you want to add it to this. In your soil, a normal living soil should have living things. Soil is a living thing, you know. Soil is a living thing in the sense that they have a breathing space, as in when you pour water, there's a space that the water passes through. When you pour water, there's a space that the water passes through. There's the roots of your plants. It's passed through. Yeah, if you want to see a picture of it, you have to enroll for I have a farm management course. It's a full course. Every day you go through the videos and then you send questions to me and everything. All these months, you see the diagram, you see everything there. Okay, now, so you see, when the roots of your plant passing through those spaces in the soil, if the root is so compacted, if it's compacted and the roots cannot pass through, your plant will die. So that is why we normally use loamy soil to plant. Now, when you are not using synthetic, what we mean by synthetic is all this chemical fertilizer, as in that NPK 1515, NPK 2020, or all these synthetic things we use. When you finish planting, you now put synthetic on the soil. That space, as you put the synthetic on the soil, is going to be, I told you, they are living things. A living soil, we have living material, like it will have grubs. This white, it will have grubs. It will have Ekolo, sorry, let me speak Yoruba here. It will have Ekolo is what now? Wow. It will have some living things inside them. Don't mind me. Sometimes something skip my mind. It will have some living things inside them. Microorganisms living. The ones you can see, the one you cannot see. Now, these things are the one building the soils for you. They are the ones that are making those holes that the roots of your plants can pass through. The moment you put NPK, your NPK 1010, 1515, 2020, you pour them. Once you put the NPK will kill, it's chemical, so it will kill all those living materials in the soil. It will allow your plant to grow. It's like a booster. You know the way you feed The way you feed poultry, in poultry, sorry guys, you know poultry chickens, you feed them things that make them grow fast in 3 months. Now, as those things make them grow fast in 3 months, their lifespan is finished. The same way when you put chemical into the soil, your plant will grow and the lifespan will finish. Then you also destroy the soil. You know, when you finish poultry, you have to clean the house, clear everywhere, and start afresh again. So that soil, you've destroyed that soil. It's not good again for planting. But unknowingly to you, you go and plant in there again and still be expecting results. You will not get results. Then, because there's no more living things that are breeding that soil, that are building that soil for you. So because there's no more living thing building that soil for you, it will not produce crop well. That's why after some time, they will say, they'll move to another place. You are destroying soil, as in moving from the soil is not fertile again and moving. But if you use poultry waste or cow dung or cattle or rabbit dung or dungs, if you use them, they don't work. Earthworm, thank you. They don't work immediately. But the minute when you put them into the soil, you mix them with the soil. Inside those things, even the manure that you are bringing yourself, they are okay, I get value. I listen every time I listen to you. Yeah? So the manure you bring in, the moment you put the manure on your soil, the living things will be happy. Then they will continue breeding and getting more, and they will be building the soil for you. Then your plants will be enjoying and be picking water. Then that soil you put manure will retain more water. Like the evapotranspiration will not affect it as much as it will affect the one you put fertilizer that has killed the microorganisms that are building the soil. So, like I said, I'm not telling you this because I want you to grow organic or natural. I'm telling you this because that's the only way you can get value for your money if you are planting. That's the only way you can get yield, better yield for your crop. All the chemicals you are using is an instant one, except you just want to plant once and not come back to it again. As in, want to plant now, you are not using that soil again. You are going to look for another soil to use. But if you intend continuously using that soil and you want to be getting good yield, good results, oh, I think you understand. Like I said, I'm not asking you to do organic. No, it's not about organic. It's not about natural. Now, that is it for you. So, what I'm trying to tell you is how to reduce the effect of climate change, all those factors, the temperature, the rainfall, and everything. Now, a soil, over time, by the time you build your soil, over time, the soil will become, if you build the soil with natural things, as in, you are not using the chemicals and everything, the soil over time will be rich, will be darkened, and will be rich, and will be producing, you get better yield. Another system, again, to reduce the effect of climate change is, like I told you, planting natural is not, I'm not preaching that to you because I want you to do organic or do natural. No, I'm telling you because that's the only way to get good crop yield. Hello, if you can see me there, my network went off. Okay, now. Okay, so as I was saying, I said, if you plant natural, it means if you plant natural, you get better results. Now, the other alternative is crop rotation. You see, if you are planting, you need to go and learn this or study it. Like I said, we don't have information center, and I've been trying to put information, but I've been busy. I'm also trying to raise some things. So you see, if you are doing crop rotation, you find out that it will be able to, there are different family of crops. When we talk of different family of crops, we have the legumes, we have different families, about 6 or 7 families of crops. So if you know the different family of crops, then the roots, you rotate them, you plant in rotation, the roots, the root crops, the leafy vegetables, you plant in rotation, because it is when you plant in rotation that they will be able to survive very well. Let me briefly explain that, because like I said, my network has been fluctuating, so I may not be able to continue too much. Now, let me explain. So when you have the crops like that, there's a crops that are roots. There are crops that the root ones, they take enough nutrients from the soil to form the roots, like yam, like potato, like some other crops like that. They take nutrients from the soil, to like carrots. They are root crops. So you cannot plant, if you harvest yam from a spot, you cannot repeat yam in that spot again. Because if you repeat yam in that spot, the first crop that you planted has depleted the soil. In the process of depleting the soil, you need to change it. Plant something that is not an heavy feeder. We call them heavy feeder. Plant something that is not an heavy feeder in replacement of the one you harvest. Like in fact, if you harvest a tuber, you should plant leafy vegetables like all these ewedu these green vegetables, spinach and all this. They don't need plenty nutrients because they are not forming tubers. So you plant them after a root. After the leafy vegetable, you can plant legumes. What do we call legumes? Legumes are beans, groundnuts, cowpeas and everything. They fix nitrogen back into the soil. They help you to build your soil back. Then after legumes, you can now plant like all these tomato fruits, tomatoes, cucumbers and everything. So guys, go and learn. See, like I said, if I say go and learn or go and read, I discover we don't even have a network where you can read. Like I said, I'm trying to update I have my website on adesholainka.com. I've not been serious about it, but I'm trying to update it now, as in to put more information. I think I would try to see to put more information there so that you can have enough to read on there. So that, see, you don't, the issue we are still battling with in Africa, in Nigeria generally is, okay, you go to school to read 6 years, 5 years course and everything. At the end of the day, you get into the market, what you read in school cannot fit into the market, and then you find yourself in farming. That is how most of us got into farming. You know, it's not that, okay. And even the ones that went to the university to study agriculture or crop production or these things, they are not doing the practical there. So it's a bit difficult. So you cannot expect to start producing without learning practical. A lot of people will tell me they want to learn but online. Yes, I did an online course recently. I have a farm management course that runs for 30 days. If you want it, every day you'll be getting a copy of the class, and it's a paid class, honestly. But see, I still encourage those people that attend the class. You still need a practical class. These things are practical. You need a practical class, and you need to stay with somebody that really know what is doing, or somebody that has been researching. Like I keep telling you, it's not about what I did 4 years ago will not sustain my crop this year, because there's climate change and things are changing. Rainfall is changing, temperature is changing, everything is changing. So what happened last year will not happen this year again. So guys, I think I've tried enough for today. I will see which other day I can come again. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot. But like I said, somebody said I should be informing when I'm coming online. It's a bit difficult today because today I was a bit less busy, and I said, let me quickly do this. Like I said, I have a page I'm building. If you understand Yoruba, you can speak Yoruba. I have a page, just get it. Ishiagbe. Maybe I send invites to you. See, I want to be speaking. See, I discover the main people on the farm that are struggling with the farm are rural farmers. The rural farmers don't speak English. They can't even communicate. But some of them have some phones or videos or whatever, some phones. So I want to be talking to them, speaking to them in our typical language, so that they understand what is happening. I pity them last year. A lot of farm got destroyed in my community. Some are still owing debts up to now. It's been a big challenge. It affected me too. My farms got bad because we planted and hoping rain will fall, and rain did not fall at the appropriate time. So I really, if I'm learning all these things, I want my rural farmer. And you know, see, there's something, a prophet has no value in his town. If I go around and start telling them, they don't believe me. But when they see it somewhere else, you know, they see it with you, share it with them and everything. Oh, it's true, it's possible. But if me, I'm telling them, they don't, because they believe we are together now, we are here. So if you can share it, let people in your community get to know, okay, see guys, this is what is happening on the farm. So guys, this one too, if it's beneficial to you, you can share with people. See, like I told you, farmers, we heard a lot of information. We heard information because we are hoping I will do better than my neighbor. In the process, you are failing, I'm failing, but we cannot discuss the challenges. And then these paparazzi farmers come around and tell you, if you invest this, you get this, and everybody falls victim. And when they fall victim again, and it's because, you know, so there's a lot of things we need to change the system. If you're a farmer, you want to make profit, you don't need to hold information. You can, I may develop a Facebook group where people can drop in questions, where we can relate as a group, as a class, as a group. I wouldn't want, my challenge working with people, working with Nigerians, is that at the end of the day, you see people dropping, you see people posting irrelevant things, and I don't have enough time to be monitoring. So I don't, that's my challenges with groups. If not, I would say, okay, create a Facebook. I think maybe I have a Facebook group, let everybody be there, and then if you drop question twice in a week, we attend to the questions together and everything. And it could be, okay, let me see these questions there before. Take a look at Teaming with Microbes. It's a book on helping plants to yield better using biological method. Wow, I'll get, thank you. I'm going to look for it. Okay, Teaming with Microbes. Sorry guys, I'm getting some information here for myself too, because I love to develop myself. Let me put it down. Okay, somebody is asking, where can one get this book? I'll just Google. See me. So like I said, the best alternative, the best option for you to get good crop is natural. Like I said, it's natural, but it's not because, you know, it's natural. So reduce what you are planting. Small is profitable. Reduce what you are planting. Okay, I can see people are still bringing in questions. So let's see. Let me see. Climate change is a big issue. The IIT18 is quite correct. I planted their soya beans. Paparazzi farmers. Yes, I've experienced. I've had a lot of experience with them, as in no. See, what is happening on the farm, we're facing serious challenges on the farm, is not being reflected outside. So, and that is why a lot of people keep running to the farm thinking it's simple, it's easy, and they look at you that have been there as if, okay, they are just playing, they don't know what they are doing. And it's when they've tried it twice, thrice, then they see that, okay, they're making mistakes. But we need to start finding solution. That's why I give out about 3 points or so now, that these are the things you need to add to do to your farm to reduce effect. Like I will also be reading Teaming with Microbes, because I loved natural before. I love growing natural. Then the challenges now is everybody should just go natural, and let's have a good farm. So guys, thank you for listening, and okay, catch you up some other time.